Hey everyone, welcome back to the English Fluent Podcast.
Hi everyone, so happy to see you here today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Whether you're at home, walking, or just having a coffee, we're really glad you're listening.
Yes, and before we start, a little reminder, if you enjoy this episode, please like, subscribe, and share it with a friend who's learning English too.
Exactly. Your support means a lot, and it helps other learners discover the podcast.
And we'd love to hear from you. Share in the comments below, can you describe your best friend in English?
Think about it. Can you say it clearly?
Many learners try, but sometimes they get stuck with short phrases like, he is tall, or she has black hair.
Exactly. And today, we're going to help you move from short, simple sentences to smooth, clear, natural descriptions.
By the end of this conversation, you'll be able to describe someone in English with confidence and even make it fun.
Absolutely. And remember, take your time, speak slowly, and imagine the person as you describe them.
Yes, and if you like small tips during the episode, you can pause, repeat, and practice along with us.
Perfect. So, are you ready, Sophia?
Yes, let's get started.
So, Sophia, some learners think describing someone's appearance is just vocabulary practice.
Yes, tall, short, brown hair, blue eyes, and that's it.
Exactly. But in real life, we use descriptions all the time.
Right, like when telling a story. Yesterday, I met this interesting woman, and someone asks, what did she look like?
Or introducing a friend. You'll recognize him. He's tall, short dark hair, glasses.
Even when traveling, if you need to find someone, I'm looking for my friend. She's wearing a red jacket and has long curly hair.
Yes, when your description is too simple, the listener can't picture the person.
So adding details makes it much clearer and more interesting.
Exactly. Height, build, hair, eyes, age, small details all help paint the picture.
And not just physical features, small habits, style, or expression can make it feel real.
Right. It's not about complicated words, it's about clear, organized, natural sentences.
Exactly. And once you practice this, describing people becomes easy, confident, and even fun.
Absolutely. So, let's look at the foundation, the basic physical features.
All right, let's start with the basics, height and build.
Yes, height is simple. Tall, short, medium height. Instead of just, he is tall, you can say, he's quite tall, or she's about average height.
Exactly. And build is next. Slim, athletic, well-built, petite, all useful words.
And don't forget, polite language matters too. Instead of saying fat, you can say a bit overweight, or he has a heavier build.
Yes, that sounds natural and respectful.
Now, hair, another important feature. We described length, style, and color. She has long, straight black hair, flows nicely.
Yes, the order is important. Length, style, then color. Long, straight, black hair.
Exactly. Eyes are next. Color, blue, green, brown, and expression, bright eyes, kind eyes, sparkling eyes. Small details help a lot.
Yes, and even small personality hints can make your description feel alive.
Right, and a quick demo. He's in his late 20s, medium height, quite slim, short dark hair, glasses.
Perfect. Smooth, clear, and easy to picture. Now, the not-so-natural version we often hear, he 30, he medium, he black hair.
We've all done that.
Yes, so the key is full sentences, small details, and smooth flow.
Absolutely. And remember, take your time, speak slowly, and imagine the person as you describe them.
Exactly. That's the foundation. Once we have this, we can add small details that make it feel even more natural.
So, Sophia, we've covered the basics: height, build, hair, eyes, but that's just the start.
Exactly. Real descriptions become more interesting when we add small details, habits, expressions, style, little things that make the person feel real.
Yes. For example, instead of just saying, she has brown hair, you could say, she usually ties her hair in a messy bun.
Oh, wow, yes. Or instead of he wears glasses, you could say he wears thin, round glasses that make him look thoughtful.
I love that. It's not just describing how someone looks, it's showing a bit of their personality, too.
Exactly. And small habits help too. He pushes his glasses up when he's thinking. She bites her lip when she's nervous.
Even clothing style can make a difference. He usually dresses casually, jeans and a hoodie.
She's always very elegant, wearing simple but stylish clothes.
Yes, clothing gives context. If I say, he was wearing a suit and looked very serious, you already imagine a professional situation.
Exactly. Okay, let's make this fun. Steve, can you describe me?
Oh, wow, pressure. All right. Sophia is average height. She has long, dark hair she usually wears down. Her eyes are very expressive. You can always tell what she's thinking. And she has a calm, friendly smile.
That's really nice. You added emotion, expressive eyes, and calm smile.
Exactly. Now your turn.
Okay, Steve is tall with short brown hair. He usually dresses simple, nothing flashy. He has a relaxed posture, and when he laughs, it's really loud.
Hey.
But in a good way, and you have kind eyes. That's important.
Oh, wow. Thank you. See, that's what makes it flow naturally.
Yes, and when you describe someone, don't rush. Speak slowly, one detail at a time. Like she's in her mid-20s, petite, with shoulder-length curly hair, and she always wears bright colors.
Absolutely. And don't forget small habits. They make the description alive.
Exactly. Little details turn a basic description into something your listener can really picture.
Exactly. But there are natural ways to describe people politely.
For example, instead of saying fat, you can say a bit overweight or heavier build.
And instead of old, you can say in his 50s or she's in her late 60s.
Skin tone is another one. Instead of blunt words, try he has a warm brown complexion or she has fair skin.
Yes, and you can also describe personality positively. Instead of saying he's weird, try he has a unique style or she's quirky in a fun way.
Exactly. It's about being clear, accurate, and friendly at the same time.
Even small words matter, like a bit, slightly, or kind of. They make the description softer and more natural.
And tone is everything. Your voice, pauses, and the way you emphasize words can make a sentence kind and respectful.
Right, so don't rush. Think about your words and how they sound.
Yes, respectful, clear, and simple. That's the key.
And when you do that, describing someone doesn't feel difficult or awkward. It becomes easy and even enjoyable.
Absolutely. And your listeners will feel connected to your words.
Exactly. Little details, habits, clothing, expressions, all of it can be included politely.
Yes, that's what makes your English sound natural and easy to follow.
All right, Sophia, now it's time to put everything into practice.
Yes, let's do some real-life examples so listeners can see how it works.
Okay, I'll describe a friend first. He's in his late 20s, medium height, quite slim, short wavy brown hair, glasses, and warm brown eyes. When he laughs, it's really contagious.
Oh, wow, I can picture him perfectly. Notice how small details, like the laugh, make the description more vivid.
Exactly. Now your turn. Describe a friend, cousin, or family member.
Okay. My cousin Emma. She's in her early 30s, a little taller than me, long, straight black hair. She usually wears colorful scarves, sparkling green eyes, and a warm smile. She often bites her lip when she's thinking.
Perfect. You added personality and small habits. That's excellent.
See, it doesn't have to be complicated, just full sentences, details, and slow, clear speech.
Let's try another scenario. Imagine you're at a cafe and you notice someone interesting. He's wearing a blue jacket, short brown hair, tall and lean, reading a book quietly.
Or in a story, my teacher in high school was medium height, short curly hair, always wore bright scarves. Her eyes were very expressive, and she had a calm, confident voice.
Yes, see how small details, habits, and expressions bring the description to life?
And all of this is easy to practice every day. Just observe someone, describe slowly in your mind, then say it out loud.
Exactly. Practice with friends, family, or even characters on TV or in books.
It's fun, and it improves vocabulary, sentence structure, and your confidence.
Absolutely. And the more details you notice, the more natural your descriptions will become.
Exactly. Small details, small habits, clothing, expressions, all of it counts.
And remember, slow, clear, and organized. Don't rush. Let your listener see the person you're describing.
Yes, and that's really the secret to describing someone clearly in English.
Wow, Steve, that was such a fun conversation.
Yes, really fun. Describing someone might seem simple, but when you do it slowly and with details, it makes a big difference.
Exactly. And even small features like a smile, a habit, or the way someone dresses make your description much more interesting.
So, listeners, here's a little challenge for you. Take a friend, family member, or even someone you notice today. Describe them in full sentences, slowly, and notice every detail.
Yes, and if you want, write it in the comments below. Start with, "Today I noticed," because we would love to read your thoughts. It helps you practice, and it helps the podcast reach more learners like you.
And of course, if this episode helped you even a little, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a friend who wants to improve English naturally.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us today. We really appreciate you listening and practicing along with us.
Keep observing, keep describing, and keep speaking slowly and clearly.
And remember, every small detail counts. Your words, your observations, they all grow together with your English.
Bye, everyone. Take care.
Bye.